Hey guys, what's up? So I'm gonna have the co-founder of this Fit Life Tribe hop on with me. Mallory is gonna hop on here at some point. But we are gonna talk about challenge groups and how to rock them, right? So as Mallory's hopping on, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about how, hey Morgan, what's up babe? Basically challenge groups start before the challenge groups even start. Like finding those people. What's up, Nikki? Hey, Katie? Leslie, babe? All right, I need to stop saying hi to everybody because we're not going to have time for that. Mallory, I don't know how to bring you on here, babe. Maybe it's because you're not an admin? I don't know. Nikki, I don't know how we could maybe make Mallory an admin to quickly go over how to run Rockin' Challenge groups. If you can try that and do that. So like, oh, I see you. Maybe not. I don't know if I can bring Mallory on here. But maybe Mallory, if you keep typing, hey, get on here, we might be able to make it work. But so first and foremost, before a challenge group even starts, you gotta find the people that want to be in a challenge group, right? Like, it's no fun if you just get a sale and you bring someone into a challenge group and they're boring, right? Like, we want to see activity, we want to see things happening, we want to see like people moving and working together. And that's kind of where our Fit Life Tribe, thank you, Nikki, that's kind of where our Fit Life Tribe works together. We're really good at that. We figure out how to work together as a team. So right now, and I'll get into this a little bit more, but right now we have maybe 65 people for this Lift 4 group coming out, and all of us, all the leaders are like, we are signed a day. But in addition to our massive team-wide Fit Life Tribe group, we have these little pods on the side. Like, I have about 8 people that I'm working with right now, and I'm making sure that we're in a little messenger pod, because as much as like the team-wide group is awesome and we're rocking it, like, it's still a lot, right? Like, nerves happen in the beginning of any wellness group. Like, you think you're just a number in the middle of like this sea of people. Mallory, I'm shaking, can still pee my pants anyway, so go. Okay, so what we talked about, Mallory and I talked about when we thought that she'd be able to pop on here, what we typically do the last week, and this is flowing directly off of the Flynn's social media talk. So we take the last week of every month and we just stay enthusiastic about the next group, which means we share the results from the current group. We talk about how pumped we are about this group. We're excited about the next wellness group. We're excited about the next program that our team is opening up next month. And I don't say like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I say the Fit Life Tribe and I are doing this program. So automatically it already makes people feel like there's more than one person doing this. Like, it's a team community, right? We are Team Beachbody. So the last week of every month, in order to hit Success Club the first week of the month, we hype up the challenge groups. We talk about how pumped we are. We share the results of what everyone else is doing. We share on our stories what the team leaders are doing, and we just attack social media together in a wave. So, I mean, right now I think our team, in the last like 7 days, we've already helped 33 people get started. And that's so cool because like, we're all working together that last week of the month. And the first week of the month, we're like, hey, I saw that you were checking out my stories. You want to join my wellness group? And when you invite to the wellness group, like, that's just a part of the whole thing. Like, inviting isn't the hard part of this. Actually having the conversation with people to see if they're truly ready to jump into a challenge group is what we have to do as coaches. Inviting is nothing. Taking the time to actually have a conversation about if you want to actually be in a wellness group. Like, how many people see people say like, I want to join your next wellness group. What's up with it? How's it going? And then they're like, oh, like, I can't work out like that. Or no, I don't want to eat like that. And they just blow smoke. So it's our job as coaches to actually figure out, like, are they really like wanting to walk their talk, or are they just like talking to talk? So before we even jump into a challenge group, finding the people that actually want to do a challenge group is where we have to find out who our people are. So after you find out, after you have the hard conversations during the first week of every month, because you just came off of the 4th week of the month, hyping up the challenge group, week 1 in the month, you're talking about the next wellness group, and then week 2 is pre-week, right? Like this week is pre-week because Lift 4 workouts just came out. So you should have hit Success Club the first week, because right now we're in pre-week of Lift 4. And then this whole week is just like the transition week of making sure everyone knows how to access their workouts, access the team, really just like calming any nerves that are happening, you know, and just really like making sure everyone's got their before photos. They just know what to do. So what do we have here? Setting clear expectations in the combos before you even bring into the challenge groups. Yep. And then onboarding. This is what we like to do. When you send them their welcome email after they get their challenge pack, we have a link to the wellness groups that we're running. So they have to click the wellness group link and they'll be added to it, right? And then when they get added to that wellness group, in our cover photo, we actually have Monday, this is what you have to do. Tuesday, this is what you have to do. Wednesday, this is what you have to do. So we have it listed out in the cover photo, the expectations that we want them to do every single day. And the first, Amy, hey babe. Amy just signed up, you guys. She's just starting Lift 4 and she's already rocked it day 1. But so we have exactly what to do in the cover photo, because I mean, I'm not a mom, but I already know with how busy I am, I can't imagine what it's like to be a mom. So having a set time ahead of time of like is expected of everybody, so that way you don't have to really post every single day like an announcement in the beginning. You don't have to like have this awesome motivational thing in the very beginning of every day. You know, it's just like, here's the cover photo, here's what to expect, and then everyone just posts their sweaty selfie, they support each other, and that's about it. It's very simple. And on top of that, having a little side pod with all your people to make sure that they're still getting that attention in this massive group of people, right? So in that welcome email, it has the group link, and it also has a video on how to access the workouts. So for those of you who don't have a YouTube channel yet, make one and talk about the steps on how to access BOD. So that way it's not pre-week and people aren't scrambling on how to access the workouts. It's already in their email and they can just go back to that at any point in time. So it's working smarter and not harder. So when they get into the actual challenge group, they're ready to go, right? So, and then you can just be there to support them emotionally, because sometimes it's their first group, you know? So one thing that I love that Mallory was going to bring up is during pre-week, like everyone's super nervous, right? Like this is a health and fitness lifestyle, like hanging out with strangers for the first time, like being very vulnerable, and it's a very awkward space to be in for the first time, you know? So what Mallory did in our last group, she was like, okay, we're not having too much interaction. Like, what is everyone's celebrity crush? And then we just blew up. It was nuts. I haven't heard from people in like 2 weeks, and they were posting so many photos, and I was like, what? And it just started a community of like other things besides putting so much pressure on ourselves to do a health and wellness goal. Like, what else do we care about other than like having all this focus in on ourselves already? Because so many women already do, you know, we already like are so self-conscious, and like the goal is to get out of that mindset. So how can we find that common ground? So other than having what to do on the cover photo of every day, and keep it really simple, like post your water, post your sweaty selfie, post like just something simple, you know? And then on top of that, we have the break the ice stuff when we post every single day. Thanks, Amy. So break the ice, 2 more things. What I thought was really cool yesterday, we had Dina and Leslie come into our Lift 4 group, and what they did was they just recommended how to get rid of the nerves, like when starting this, like how to not feel overwhelmed with seeing the notifications, how to handle your mindset when all of a sudden like people are just blowing up your notifications, you don't know what to post, you're trying to keep up with it. They were like, don't do that. Like if this is your first group, like calm yourself. If you see that someone's posted in the before Lift 4 group, like don't open it. Give yourself time, 15 minutes later on, when you can like sit down and actually like be present in the group. Like how you're present like with your family or how you're present with your friends. Do the same thing with this group. Like don't just think that you can come in and check in every single like minute of every single day. Take your 5 to 10 minutes and focus with the group so you can probably help somebody or you can gain something from somebody. And I thought that was just one of the coolest things to hear them talk about how their mindset works with and how to not feel overwhelmed in these groups. So if any of you all have leaders in your own tribe, ask them to do that, because like they're more than capable of stepping up and doing that. You know, we have some awesome people in our team, and watching Dina and Leslie do that and take the lead on that, it was just really cool to watch. It helped me feel a little bit less pressure, like everything was on me, and more people, you know, like it's very empowering because we're a team. You know what I mean? Like we're all in this together. So, and on top of that, it really helps other people find their person. Like, oh, if she's doing it, I can do it. Or if she's doing it, I can do it. You know, finding that relation with somebody. So really being a team and having other leaders step up, and then having your pod of conversations on the side. And last thing before I get off, so we can make sure that we stay on target, was my last group with my Hustle and Flow group. It completely changed the way I looked at relationships and having a community online and everything, because a few of them actually started doing the workouts together. Like they set a time, they did a Zoom call together, and everyone worked out at a specific time together. And as that was happening, Heather from our Fit Life tribe was like, okay, well, I need accountabilities on Saturday. So 10 a.m. every Saturday from here on out for the rest of the year, whoever wants to hop on and do their workout with me, it's going to happen. So, and Amanda and Mary, they got on and hosted the Lift 4, like preview, everything. So it's not just like a team, like we're checking in on the challenge groups. We're actually setting times, and we've created a Fit Life Tribe calendar on where people can actually get into and work out together. Like we're actually a community, you know, like we felt like we're working out right alongside each other. So that's been huge. That's been just really good feeling stuff for the team. And then last thing, you know, is just you got to be your best challenger. Like if you're not being your best challenger, like if you're not in there drinking your shake, drinking the performance line, doing your workout, if you're not doing any of that, like why would we ever expect someone else to do it, right? And then what Mallory also mentioned before all this was, not only are you, if you're not your best challenger, like that means you're probably not your best employee either, because that means you don't have anything to talk about on social media, right? So we all have to be our own best challenger and be our own best employee throughout all this, and have the tough conversations. Inviting is like 1% of the one part of the vital behavior. I know they say invite, but it's really conversate, and you can't conversate without having like a back and forth and a back dialogue with somebody, right? So, and really figuring out, like, it's the interview process. It's not just the inviting process, it's the interview process. Like, hey, can you handle our team? Like, can you actually like walk your talk, you know? So like actually asking the harder questions to make sure that those people are going to show up and add value to your challenge groups, or else they're not going to be fun, right? And we don't have time for fun suckers in a challenge group when the team is moving, right? So, okay guys, next, to try and keep us on point, truth gut check. Yeah, thank you guys for hopping on. I'll see you soon. Peace.